Harry Kane allegedly stood in front of England's entire squad 3 days before their World Cup opener and accused someone in that room of leaking tactical plans to Norway. This wasn't just some disagreement. This wasn't a misunderstanding. This wasn't the press blowing things out of proportion. This is serious. Nothing like this has ever been seen days before the start of a World Cup. And there's a detail the FA still hasn't confirmed publicly. Sources claim Kane called the meeting without Thomas Tuchel or any coaching staff present. And the worst still hasn't come out. Over the next few minutes, you're going to understand exactly what happened and why this turns England's World Cup upside down. When this happens 72 hours before you face Erling Haaland in Miami, it's not just any problem. This is about trust, tactics, and whether England's dressing room can hold together under the biggest spotlight in football. And behind the scenes, it's worse than it looks. It all started at 9:47 a.m. local time in the video analysis room at England's Miami training base. Fluorescent lighting overhead, chairs arranged in rows, players filing in confused because no coaches were there. Harry Kane stood at the front holding a tablet. He opened with one line from a Norwegian tabloid published that morning. The exact phrase Thomas Tuchel had used in training about forcing Haaland wide. Word for word. Kane reportedly read it aloud, then looked up. Silence. Jude Bellingham leaned forward, arms crossed. Declan Rice nodded slowly. John Stones stared at the floor. Then Kane's voice allegedly cracked slightly when he said, "One of us is talking." 12 seconds of silence. Nobody moved. Kobbie Mainoo, sitting near the back, reportedly stood and said a journalist at the hotel had asked him questions, but he hadn't answered. Kane replied that carelessness and intent both damaged the team. He walked out. Players stayed seated, some whispering, others frozen staring at the screen still showing the leaked tactics. But this didn't come out of nowhere. Whispers of leaks had circulated since the pre-tournament camp in London. A starting lineup rumor surfaced 2 days before Tuchel announced it. Training session details appeared online before the squad even left for Miami. Kane and Bellingham had already clashed privately over captaincy style. Bellingham prefers quiet professionalism. Kane wants vocal accountability. Some players felt Kane's leadership had turned paranoid under World Cup pressure. Others believed the squad had grown too comfortable with media access. This was the breaking point. On one side, Kane, Declan Rice, and senior players believe exposure is sabotage. If Norway knows England's plan, Haaland adjusts and months of preparation collapse. On the other, Bellingham and younger squad members worry public accusations breed division, and that focusing on performance, not internal policing, wins tournaments. And hold on, because the most controversial detail I've saved for the end. The dressing room split instantly. Rice and Stones backed Kane's call for accountability, but privately worried about timing 3 days before kickoff. Younger players like Mainoo and Eberechi felt targeted without evidence. One unnamed player allegedly told a teammate, "We're eating ourselves before Norway even gets a chance." Thomas Tuchel was reportedly blindsided, learning of the meeting secondhand. The FA monitored quietly, aware that public infighting before a World Cup opener is catastrophic optics. Fans on social media divided immediately. Some praised Kane's leadership. Others accused him of paranoia. Norwegian press gleefully covered the chaos. Now England's tactical plan must be redesigned with 72 hours until kickoff. The FIFA deadline for squad changes is June 9th. If leaks continue, internal investigations could involve the FA and media teams. Norway holds psychological momentum, and here's where Thomas Tuchel is caught between two bad decisions. If he investigates, he alienates players and fractures focus days before the opener. A divided England loses to Norway, and the tournament unravels. But if he ignores it, leaks continue. Tactics become public. Opponents gain advantage, and Kane's authority collapses, undermining the entire leadership structure Tuchel built. What almost nobody noticed was this. A coaching assistant allegedly saw one player's phone screen during the meeting. Open to a messaging app. Sources suggest England's security team is reviewing hotel CCTV and player communications, with findings expected within 48 hours. 3 days before facing Erling Haaland, England's dressing room is fracturing from the inside. And look, this is far from over. This is the information circulating so far. Over the next few hours, new details should trickle out, and they could turn this whole story upside down. So for you, was Kane right to confront the squad publicly? Or did he create division England can't afford before their biggest match? Let us know in the comments below. And if you don't want to miss the next major development, subscribe now and turn on notifications, because when this fully breaks, you'll want to be the first to know, not the last.